Regarding the US-Venezuela conflict, how would one discern on where to look in world news and how to analyze the words presented? First thing we need to do is to learn the geography. Venezuela lies on the northern edge of South America, giving it access to the Caribbean Sea. That means control, or at least influence, over maritime routes near US naval zones. This makes it strategically valuable and potentially vulnerable. We also have to consider the strategic routes of resources. Venezuela remains one of the world's oil-rich countries, an estimated of 303 billion barrels as of 2023. Venezuela is home to the largest known reserves of oil. Now, there's also the military pressure conducted by the US government. The US had deployed warships, submarines, and jets to the Caribbean. Since September 2025, US forces have struck vessels allegedly to be traffickers, killing dozens. Now, Ferdinandez, the Venezuelan communications minister, was the first Venezuelan official to address the strike. He stated that the footage of the attack was fake. Fourth point we need to consider is the legal and criminal allegations. The US has officially labeled the Carte de los Suns, allegedly tied to Venezuelan authorities, as a terrorist organization. This brings sanctions, legal charges, and opens the door for wider intervention. Next thing we have to consider is the global alliances. Venezuela doesn't exist in isolation. Its oil, resources, and political ties matters to many countries. As Western pressure rises, Caracas might strengthen ties with non-Western power. This will threaten the global market as limiting such influences might shift trade routes and ultimately global alignments. Talking about the global markets, years of sanctions, economic hardships, and political instability made Venezuela fragile. This creates vulnerabilities. Pressures from abroad, both economic and military, risk unrest and may also trigger a collapse of social stability. These internal challenges amplify the external pressure. Now, why does it all matter? Well, the possibility of a regime change or even worse, an open conflict, will risk global energy shock and migration crisis. For the world, it may be a test. How do nations respect sovereignty when global power demands compliance? In 2025, the strike was launched in September, hitting the alleged narcotics traffickers. Then, in November, USS Gerald R. Ford were deployed, accompanied by 5 destroyers and 2 missile cruisers, followed up by threats to airspace and international flights, and then a diplomatic phone call occurred. What could happen next is uncertain. We could see further escalation, evidently by Trump's hostile policy against Maduro. As reported by New York Post, US officials are discussing of the scenario to relocate President Maduro to Qatar or another rich Arab country in exchange for giving up power. This framework that I applied in analyzing the US-Venezuela conflict consisted of 7 steps, which is to study and analyze the geography, natural resources, military pressure, political allegations, international alliances, internal challenges, and why it matters. These steps can be used when reading any world news to help see what's really going on around the globe. This video was made to fulfill my English class assignment. Special thanks to Mr. Dani Nugraha. Thanks for watching.